Okay, everyone, so hello. Today we're going to be talking about the Trojan War. First off, every good story starts off with a wedding, and this wedding is between Peleus and Thetis. So every god was invited to this: Zeus, Aphrodite, Athena, Hera, everybody, except for one, Ares, goddess of discord, and she was pissed. So, because she was not invited, she left a golden apple, seen here, saying that this golden apple only belonged to the fairest of them all. Sounds familiar. So, like all good girls think, they are the fairest of them all. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite thought they were. So Zeus, knowing not to get in between any woman's problems, went down and decided, pointing at a young shepherd boy, who is Paris, very important, remember his name, if they can get him to say they're the fairest, they'll get the golden apple. So all these, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, went down amongst him, completely stark naked, as shown in the picture, and was like, "Oh, I'm the fairest of all. If you say this for me," as Athena said, she would give him wealth. Hera would give him power, and Aphrodite would give him the most beautiful woman in the world as his wife. Yeah. So Aphrodite wins, because obviously he wants a beautiful woman to be his wife. I mean, who doesn't? So Aphrodite promises him Helen of Sparta. But there's a problem with Helen. She's married. So Paris goes down to get Helen from Sparta and disguises himself as a wonderful guest to Menelaus. Once Menelaus leaves to a funeral, Paris takes Helen back home to Troy, which leads to the Trojan War, because Menelaus, the king of Sparta, was not very happy that his wife was taken away from him. So he declares war on the Trojans. So he meets all of his soldiers in an island called Aulis. But there's a problem. His ships do not move. There's no wind. So, because he tries to figure out what's happened, he goes to an oracle. This oracle tells him, "You killed something of Diana's, you got a problem." So, in order to get that back together, he has to kill his daughter as a sacrifice so that he can go to war. Menelaus is not a kind man, so he does it. He kills his daughter. So they call it the face that launched 1,000 ships. That face is Helen, and they move towards Troy. So we have some important characters now. We have Agamemnon, which is Menelaus' brother, even worse than Menelaus. Hector versus Achilles. Achilles is a very important character. He is from, well, he's not from, but he fights with Sparta. And Hector is the prince of Troy. Another prince, because Paris was a prince too. And Hector is sacrificed as a key role of Troy losing. So they're fighting, and the Spartans are like, okay, so how can we finish this, get this done with? They start attacking the neighboring cities next to Troy because they are supplying Troy with food, weapons, and other supplies that they needed. So they're like, let's get the supply source out of the way. After that, they come with this ingenious plan. a Trojan horse. With this Trojan horse, they built it out of wood, big enough so the inside was hollow and filled enough soldiers. So one night, they tricked the Trojans into thinking that all of the Spartans had left. They left. But in reality, they left this Trojan horse as a prize for them, and when they all went to sleep, thinking they're safe from all these Spartans, the Spartans jumped out of the Trojan horse and attacked every single person, leaving no prisoners except for women who they took as their own personal sex slaves. Not exactly the way you want it to be. And that, ladies and gents, was the Trojan War.